Is the 2023 Mazda CX-50 a car for you? In this video, I'm going to go over who exactly this car is for and who this car is not for by showing you everything this car has to offer, mainly focusing on the features that matter to you and the personality that it gives off to make sure that it vibes with you and your lifestyle. First impressions, the Mazda CX-50. These seats have the stitching in the center. It's a little bit different, and everything else is up to date with all of the latest Mazda technology and feel. Steering wheels, they all feel similar. Start button, tan roof, so it feels a little bit more spacious. Open up this huge sunroof. If this review is a little bit lower energy than normal, I apologize. I only have this car for a certain amount of days, and I'm feeling very under the weather. Back to first impressions though, super comfortable seats. It's nice to see that there's heated seats and cooled seats. With these newer Mazdas, I really like the position of everything. Hazards are right in the center, your screen is in the center, low profile. You have a huge view of your windshield. Everything is just right where it should be. None of the door handles are lower. You've got your camera view, which you can look at any time down here. Parking sensor off, traction control off. You have your saved seating positions down here. You have all your steering wheel controls. Drive mode, you got sport, normal, and off-road. For our gauges, we have the tachometer on the left, that's a physical gauge. The center speedometer is digital. And then on the right, we have our coolant temperature and our gas gauge. Those are physical gauges. One of the first things I noticed that I really like is if you take your phone and slide it right here, there's a wireless charger. So you can cruise, have your Apple CarPlay, nothing's distracting you. Simple, I like it. It is kind of annoying because I do use the Apple Wallet on the back of my phone, so I would have to take that off every time. But it's nice to have the wireless charger so you don't have to deal with cables. Let's check out the back seats. So I have the front seat where I like it. And I can comfortably sit back here if you had 2-3 passengers back here. We have heated seats in the back, which is super luxurious. And then you have 2 USB ports if your passengers need to charge their phones. You have the sunroof that goes all the way back here. You've got the LED lights, which is really nice. You have a little hook for clothes. Your seatbelt adjusts up and down very easily. Just a really nice, simple car. Let's head to the back. Little button under here. Automatic swinging hatch with a ton of space. Holy cow. So you have a little hook here and here, probably for some sort of shade. You can lift this up. Factory subwoofer, spare tire, jack, and everything else you need. Pull this lever. Seats just fall down. No need to push them or anything. Well, I guess we'll have to push that one down because my seat is far enough back. Holy cargo space. Button to lower it. Actually quite a bit of space in the pocket of this back door. That is something to appreciate. Let's pop the hood, shall we? You got hood struts instead of a rod. This is the Skyactiv G Turbo 2.5 liter turbocharged engine, the same one in the Mazda 3 Turbo all-wheel drive. This is a much bigger car, but it does make plenty of power to get this thing up and moving for a crossover. Let's talk about the key. Standard to Mazda in these times, key with no buttons on the front and the back, only the side. You have a button to open the hatch, unlike the Mazda 3. I think it might pop it, but this one will actually open it all the way since it is a mechanical hatch that will open. No remote start, unfortunately, but I believe with an app from Mazda, you can start your car from your phone, which I don't have access to because it's a press car, or else I would totally show you. One of the first things I love is the fact that with the huge sunroof and the way this car is set up, it's just very bright in here. You have this tan leather, it's a little bit brighter. In this car, the crossover, you have the lighter color headliner. Makes it feel a little bit more open in here is the goal. The Mazda CX-50 is the little bit bigger version of the CX-5, which is 50% of Mazda's sales. So it's a very popular car, but this thing is made to go off-road and be for the people who love lifestyles like mountain biking, kayaking, hiking. You have the cladding on the outside, the black plastic to give it a little bit more of a sporty feel, but then also have the modern luxury and amenities of a 2023 Mazda. One thing I'm always curious is the air-conditioned seats actually that good, because there's a lot of cars that have it and you're like, I can't even feel it. This seat is blowing cold air right through my shirt, right through my shorts, and in Arizona in the heat like this, it's actually super nice. One thing I noticed that's kind of off is the steering wheel is really it takes a lot of muscle to move it. A little bit stiffer than what I'm used to. So if you go out and test drive one, you're looking at them, pay attention to that, see if that bothers you. A very, very important feature is that this 2023 Mazda has wireless Apple CarPlay. I can take my phone, throw it in here, charging, and we have our Apple CarPlay ready to go. This car has the full Bose sound system. You got them up, the tweeters up on the top, you got all the door speakers, you've got the subwoofer in the back. Let me play a little bit of music for you to give you an idea, tell you a little bit of my thoughts. I've got the bass about halfway up on the slider adjustment, treble up about 2 spots. This is about as good as it can sound, and it can go plenty loud. It doesn't distort. You're typical in a really nice Bose system that you can enjoy every day. This is the Premium Plus package, which is like the nicest one you can get. This has the 2.5 turbo engine that has 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. So it's pretty quick, but the base model is a 2.5 naturally aspirated 187 horsepower. So it's quite a bit slower. So if you like to get up and go and you want the nicer interior features and stuff like that, you're gonna really enjoy all that extra torque. The 320 pound-feet of torque is really what you feel when you floor it off the light. So keep that in mind. If you want to get up and go a little quicker, you're definitely gonna want to get the turbo version, which the turbo version actually does get a little bit better miles per gallon, 23 miles per gallon in town and 29 miles per gallon on the freeway. The one thing that's cool is you can actually tow up to 3,500 pounds with this car. So you can tow a decent sized boat, not like a huge wakeboard boat or anything, but if you had a smaller boat to go fishing or canoeing, kayaking, got a bike rack on the back, you'll be plenty good for towing. You could basically tow a car behind this. All the new Mazdas, they have a heads-up display when you're driving. It tells you your speed limit, your miles per hour, if you have a stop sign coming up, your cruise control, and what it is set to. You can turn that off. I don't really like to drive with it. Some do out there. So just know that if you like the heads-up display, this car does come with that. One thing that's also kind of cool is that this car does have the gas pedal attached to the floor, which is kind of a race car vibe, but it's much more comfortable than as if it was on an arm, like the brake pedal. I really like this setup, and I think you will too. Cup holders, 2 here. You got one in your door over here, one in the door over there. So you're chilling, about 4 good sized drinks in here. I know you're curious about that. This car does come with a steering wheel heater for you out there who live in a cold area. Something that makes cars look nicer without really noticing at first is how big is the wheel, what size is the wheel. This car comes factory with a 20-inch wheel, so it gives it that nice look. So that's something really to appreciate about the CX-50. Let's talk about who this car is for and who this car is not for. Who this car is for, if you're a Mazda fan and you're going from a Mazda 3 to a crossover, you think you are maybe your dad now, maybe you're a mom now, and you need space for your kids as they grow up, maybe you have family and friends all the time that live near you, and you don't want a full-size vehicle, this is a great option. Easy to get in and out, you can fit 3 people in the back, and you have a ton of storage space in the back. If you're a CX-5 fan, but you want a little bit more styling, you want more of that rugged look, this car is for you. The CX-50 has that more adventure energy, personality, with the 1-inch higher ground clearance and the black plastic cladding. They squared off the wheel wells. That just looks a little bit more rugged. Then let's talk about who this car is not for. If you plan all the time on going on some rugged off-road, climbing rocks and such, yeah, this is a more off-road adventure style car. You have 20-inch wheels, keep in mind, smaller tires. You could scratch your wheels very easily on rocks and such. So if you're planning on going off-road all the time and getting pretty deep into the desert or the forest, maybe this car is not for you. If you need a 3rd row of seats, this car is not for you because it only has the 1 seat in the back. Otherwise, I can't think of anything else. This is just a straightforward crossover, really nice interior, simple, pretty good for the price. The CX-50 Premium Plus is kind of on the pricier side for Mazda, but it is a vehicle that I believe you will enjoy. It's very simple, and if you like the Mazda feel, I think if you're in the market for a crossover, you'll really like this car. Thank you for stopping by this CX-50 review. Comment down below if you're thinking about getting this car and why. If you're curious what the Mazda 3 all-wheel drive turbo is like, if you want to go a little smaller, a little quicker, check out this video right here. We'd love to have you on this video and check it out.